What is up, my friends? Cliff Ravenscraft here. I just want to wish you all a very happy Friday. I have no agenda when it comes to the topic of anything I'll discuss in this Facebook Live session, but I wanted to just jump on here and engage with anybody who stops in. So I am simply looking for folks like Paul Spain, who just jumped into the live stream, and I was looking for, I do a lot of Facebook Lives, and oftentimes I'm using Facebook Live to record content for my podcast, and so I don't do a ton of engagement with the comment section during that. But I see that Danny Mullen has just popped in here as well. Hello, Danny Mullen. Bob Farnham is here. Hello. Glad to see you watching, my friend. Nelson is here. Hello, Nelson. Glad to have you here. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So today is not me recording podcast content and ignoring the chats, but I am here now engaging with anybody who wants to stop in and just celebrate life, how incredibly awesome life is. If you have any questions, comments, post them into the comment section below. I just wanted to engage with folks. I just wanted to jump on here and say hi. I wanted to be a source of encouragement to anybody who needs some encouragement. Anybody who is like absolutely loving life as much as I am, and you just need to be surrounded by other people who love life. Let me know why you're loving life in the chat room. We'll just enjoy life together. I just want to say hi to Ingrid. Daniel J. Lewis is here. Paul Spain says, hi, greetings from New Zealand. Paul, I got to tell you, man, I talk about my experience in New Zealand all the time with folks, and I fondly remember the incredible time, the many times that you and I spent while I was in New Zealand. I thank you again for that incredible opportunity. Man, what a blessing that trip was for me. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Dan Ryan is here. Hello, Dan. Reno is here. Hi, Reno. John McKenzie is watching. Hello, John McKenzie. Les Hughes is here. Hello, Cliff. So good to see your face. Well, thank you very much, Les. It's good to see your comment. Glad to have you here. Nelson says, haven't seen you in a while, Cliff. You're looking fit, buddy. Well, Nelson, thank you very much. I'm feeling fit. I'm fitter than I've ever been in my life. Getting younger every year is my intention, and it's I've accomplished that goal. Been working out 6 days a week, every week, since November 2014. Will continue to do that for the rest of my life. So loving life, enjoying the gym, all that good stuff. Ed is here. Hello. He says hi. Hi, Ed. Chris Davis is here. What do you guys got going on this weekend? What are your big plans? While I'm waiting for more comments to show up, I'll just share with you my plans. I think it's a pretty laid back weekend. You know what? I have a coaching call tomorrow. I typically don't have coaching calls on Saturday, but I have a client who still has a day job. He's leaving April 1st, and because of his day job, I told him I would do a weekend call with him. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. And then Sunday, Stephanie and I go to Costco and Kroger every weekend for our weekly shopping. And I'll do some food prep on Sunday. That's pretty much my weekend. I'm going to lay back and enjoy this weekend for the most part. Let's see here. Kirsten is here. Hello, Kirsten. Chris Davis says, hi, Cliff. Looking good, sir. I prayed with you and Nick Unsworth at Podcast Movement 2014. Awesome. Very cool. Chris, what's going on in your life today? What are you guys most excited about? Let me know. Any questions, any comments in the comment section here. Totally engaged with whoever decides to join me and celebrate life this Friday afternoon. All right, Paul Spain says, you're welcome back anytime. I would imagine that he meant anytime. He wrote anyone, but you're welcome back, Cliff Ravenscraft. Bring the family. We can accommodate you. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, it'll happen sooner than you might think. I mean, not like there's plans for this year or anything, but New Zealand is calling, my friend, and I have not yet been able to convince Stephanie that we should have a house on the South Island of New Zealand yet. And I think the only thing that's holding that up is the fact that she's never been to New Zealand. So I think if we just get her to New Zealand, she'll understand why we need to start spending every winter here in New Zealand, where, of course, as you know, it'd be summer there. Daniel J. Lewis. Hi, Daniel. He says, hold on, let me go and click this little see more button. He says, in the process of providing some customer support for one of my users, I just met a Northern Kentucky local podcaster I hadn't met before. Well, two things. Number one, it's always cool to find somebody new that shares our passion for podcasting, so that's awesome. And what an awesome opportunity for you to serve an existing customer. I hope it's nothing too challenging of what they're dealing with, but it's always good to be able to service and connect with a client. So I hope that'll turn into a wonderful opportunity for both of you. Jeff Stipe has stopped by. Hello, Jeff. Jeremiah Shaver. Hello, Jeremiah. Glad to have you here. Looking for any comments, any questions, any point of connection that I can make with you guys. I'm just going to hang out here for a bit. I've finished what I'm going to do for the day, and I want to hang out with you guys. Ed says this. He says, let me go ahead and click the See More tab first. He says, I'm interviewing a locations person from NBC's Council of Dads for my radio show, Savannah on Film. We'll be live on Facebook as always. Well, Ed, that sounds really exciting. Congratulations on the connection to people within your niche, in your target community for who you would like to connect with. That's one of my favorite things about podcasting, is that it just opens up opportunities for us to have an opportunity to connect with people in whatever industry, whatever niche, whatever passion we have. It really does open up a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities. And I love that you're doing that on Facebook Live, sharing it with your community and people who might come along. Andre Duggar is here. Hello. Tommy Baker is here. Hello. Chris Davis says, and let me hit the See More button. He says, have my first paid talk today. That is awesome. Want to give more and pursue as a career, but don't know the first place to turn. What do you say? Well, first and foremost, I would encourage you to go into this experience and look for ways to make sure that you are serving that audience. Just give them the most powerful presentation that you have to bring to the table. Leave nothing behind when it comes to just making sure that you're crystal clear on the one thing you want them to walk away from. If I can give you some advice, most speakers, when they give presentations, they try to throw all sorts of information. It's like, you know what, there's 300 people in the audience, or there's 2,000 people in the audience, and everybody might actually want something different. So I'm just going to throw out a bunch of stuff, put out a bunch of information here. You guys take whatever you want from it. Not a very good approach to speaking. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is saying, listen, what's the overall feel of this audience? Who are they? What would they benefit most? And then ask yourself one question. What's every person in this room got in common? And what is one thing I either want to enable them to do or persuade them to do? Just one thing. Only one message. So yeah, for example, I'm doing Social Media Marketing World in 2 weeks from now, or actually just it's not this weekend, but next weekend. So next weekend, I'll be at Social Media Marketing World, and I'll be talking about how anyone in my, these are basically online business people, how online business people can finally achieve a mindset to accomplish any goal that they set out to do. So I'm going to help people break free from the things that are holding them back from taking action on the things they already know. The reality is that those people are going to be sitting in on session after session after session in the convention center in San Diego, and they're going to take notes after notes after notes. The only problem is they're going to have lots of valuable insights. There's going to have all kinds of actionable stuff that they could do to take their personal and their professional lives to whole new levels of success. But just like the last 3 conferences that they attended, chances are they're not going to do hardly any of those things. And I'm going to help them understand why that is. And it's all about how they think about things. So, yeah, what is the one thing you want to help those people achieve? Get that clear. And then serve them in a powerful way. Deliver that one message in a dynamic, profound way. Don't worry about you. If you're feeling nervous, it's generally an indicator that you're really concerned about making a good impression. That should not be your focus. You might be, if you're feeling nervous, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder, will they like me? I wonder if I'm going to screw up and if I'll look like an idiot in front of these people. What if I forget something? None of those things should be your focus. By the way, I used to be that speaker and I used to not be able to sleep the night before the talk. That's not a problem for me anymore. As far as I'm concerned, I could go up on a stage with my zipper down the entire time and have, just read all the Twitter fallout from it afterwards. It's not a big deal. The question is, did they get the information they need to develop a mindset that's going to help them achieve any goal that they set forth for the remainder of the year, or to take actions on the things that they know they should do, that they would like to do? We're going to turn them into things that they must do. All right. Anyway, first paid talk today. Want to give and pursue a career. So if you want to do that, take that advice right there. The other thing I would tell you is to get some coaching. Get some coaching on your speaking. You go to some conferences that will help you elevate your public speaking communication skills. And then also, you said you want to get paid to speak, and there are plenty of people out there who are professional paid speakers. It's like, listen, that's how they make their income all year long. They travel to X number of events, doing X number of talks, and they make X number of dollars per year. If that's what you want to do, I would encourage you to find some of those people and learn from them how they got into it. I'm not that guy. However, I will tell you, I speak mostly for free at many events, but I've never walked away without getting paid lots of money. So for example, at Social Media Marketing World, I don't think it's a secret that I'm not being paid to speak at Social Media Marketing World. However, I fully intend to generate a minimum of $50,000 to $150,000 in sales over the next 12 months from people who will come to my session, or people that I will network with over the 4 or 5 days that I'm in San Diego. All right. So, and how is that? I would encourage, for me, the way that I do that is I have products and services that my target audience, if they come to know, like, and trust me through a valuable experience of my showing up at that event, that a relationship might be formed, and they might join something like my Next Level Mastermind, or they might attend my Free the Dream event. They might join one of my Next Level workshops. They may come to me for one-on-one coaching. So anyway, those are some of the few things that I have to say for you. Congratulations, Chris, again on your first paid talk. That's awesome. Sam Crump is watching. Hello, Sam. Jeff England is here watching. Thank you, Jeff, for stopping by. Jeff Stipe says hello. Daniel J. Lewis says, nope, easy support, and he's super happy. I love that. Love super happy customers. Rose says hi. Hello, Rose. Eric Nevins is watching. Hello, Eric. Rose is actually watching from the UK. Rose, I'm so excited to have you here from the UK. I'm coming to the UK in June. Again, it'll be my third time to the UK, and I love the UK. It's calling me back, just like New Zealand is, but I am actually coming back to the UK. I'm actually speaking in Prague on June, it doesn't matter, sometime in June. I think it's like June 20th. It's on my calendar. But I'm speaking at the Global Leadership Symposium in Prague in the Czech Republic. I'm speaking for 2 90-minute sessions. So I get a total of 3 hours with emerging world leaders. So basically, my audience are going to be people who will lead countries, major corporations, and economies of the world. Mind blown. Incredible opportunity. I'm super excited for it. This is one of those where the way that I get paid is all expenses paid trip to Prague. So they're paying for all of my travel and stuff like that. It's something that, as far as I know, we haven't negotiated like a stipend or anything like that. I don't know if these people will become paid clients. It's not really my thing there. I just love that I'm getting all expenses paid to just go from here in the United States to Prague and then flying back home round trip, and they're paying for my hotel and food and all that stuff while I'm there. And I get the opportunity to network and build in and invest in the lives of future world leaders. Who knows what will come out of that? I'm trusting for big things. I'm excited for the opportunity. And since I'm going to Prague, I'm going to spend probably 2 days in Prague. And then I'm going to be flying from Prague to Stockholm, Sweden, where I have one of my clients from the Next Level Mastermind. He's been a client of mine for many, 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 many years. He lives in Stockholm, Sweden. And so he's flying me out to Stockholm, and I'm going to spend a day or two with him. And then after I leave Stockholm, I'm flying from Stockholm to London. And, I assume it'll be London that I fly into. I know I'm flying home from London because I've already booked my flight to Prague, and I've already booked my flight home from London. I just haven't booked anything in between yet. But I'm going to probably fly into London, and my idea is that I want to go to Avebury, which is a village built within a megalithic stone circle. It's about 50 minutes south of, or 50 miles away from Stonehenge, which I have visited on my last trip to the UK. And I'm excited to go back, and because I completely forgot about Avebury, which was the fictional village told in a story called Children of the Stones. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Rose, but it's awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to click see more on Paul Spain's chat here, and he says, I just took the new Tesla on a road trip, 4,000 kilometers, including Queenstown and other parts of the South Island. Definitely incredible to visit both summer or winter. You know what, Paul? I would love to visit the South Island in the winter to see the snow that's on all of those mountains. Stephanie and I just spent a 4-day weekend in the Colorado Rocky Mountains up in, what was that called? Breckenridge, Colorado. It was the height of ski season, the most popular time of the year. The snow-capped mountains was incredible. It was just awesome. So that's awesome. And how did you like the Tesla? I mean, that's awesome that you got a chance to go test drive the Tesla. I have not yet. I've ridden inside of a Tesla. I have not yet driven a Tesla yet. But I'm fascinated by electric cars. So that's very cool that you had the opportunity to do that. This is just me going through the comments here, engaging with you guys, having fun, celebrating life on this Friday. I've got one more chat that I see here. There's potentially many more down here, but I just encourage you, if you have any questions, comments for me, let's connect here inside of this Facebook Live. Jeff Stipe says, what's on your wall monitors? I know you added some equipment. Been a while since I've seen your studio. I'll give you guys a little view of the studio here. So I've got a 27-inch iMac 5K. I've got a 23-inch monitor over to the right of that with a Logitech webcam. I've got an iPad Pro 12.9-inch, an iPad Pro 11-inch. I have 2 iPad minis. They control various different things throughout the studio. I've got a digital video recorder. I've got a 65-inch 5K or 4K television. Those are just Finder windows for dragging files back and forth. I have the Rodecaster Pro. I've got a little model car here. I've got a little model car of a Volkswagen Bug. I got the real thing in the garage. I've got a Volkswagen Microbus. I've got $50,000 cash sitting here just because, well, who doesn't need $50,000 cash just sitting on their desk, right? So, by the way, it's not real money. So yeah, that's that. This mixer right here, that's my old podcast equipment. I replaced all of that with this. I just haven't removed that. another 27-inch iMac that I really never use. I don't know why it's still sitting there. Anyway, so this is the rest of my office. I have a little bit of a film studio here, so if I wanted to, I could come over here and I could have this backdrop instead. And I've got all sorts of lighting up here for the studio like that. And so if I wanted to, I could come here and I have this set up instead. So instead of being in front of my computer, I could be hanging out here with you like this. Alrighty, so let's see here. That's what's on my monitors. All right, Stephen Vale is here watching. Hello, Stephen. Chad Eddy is watching. Hello, Chad. Chrissy Meyer is watching. Hello, Chrissy. Let's see here. There's a little bit more from Ed. He says, to add, Savannah on Film is my radio show that streams on Facebook Live for the listener interactions, comments, questions, and I turn it into a podcast. Awesome. I've been recording my podcast episodes live on Facebook a lot lately as well. And then I take the video recording of that from my Ecamm software, and I will then push that up to my YouTube channel as well. Johnny is here. Hello, Johnny. Chris Davis says, thank you, Cliff, for your advice. I'll apply these things. Oh, cool. That's the talk stuff. Yeah, awesome. Rob Eden is watching. Hello, Rob. Steve O'Halloran is here watching. Hello, Steve. Glad to have you here. Chrissy does say hi, or she has said hi. Hello. Let's see here. Ed says, LOL was for the zipper down comment. Gotcha. Cool. Yep. Steve O'Halloran says, hello, Cliff. Hello, Steve. Chad Jeffers is in the house. Hello, Chad Jeffers. Love you, brother. It's been too long. We need to catch up again next time I'm down in Nashville if you're not on tour. Let's see here. Jeff Stipe is saying hi to Eric Neffens. I love it when my community members are there. Chad Jeffers says he digs the shirt. Thank you so much, Chad. I love my Franklin 10. Did you know I have 2 of these? I love this shirt so much. The color, I love the faded Franklin look, the just the feel of this shirt. So the last time I was in Franklin, I went into the same store and I bought a second one, exact same shirt. So it looks like I wear the same shirt all the time. It's just I have 2 of them. And I typically wash my clothes once a week. And so I wear this shirt twice a week, pretty much every week. Let's see here. Jeff England says, hello, Cliff. Toastmasters has helped me with public speaking. That's awesome. Anytime you can have an organization that lets you speak on a consistent basis, the more you speak, the more eloquent your communication will become, especially if you're getting feedback like they do at Toastmasters. I've never been to Toastmasters, but I am very much aware of the organization and how they run things, at least from what I've been told by many people. I am very close friends and have been mentored by Dale Smith, who is an 87-year-old man who is incredible. Philip Dale Smith here on Facebook. And he came to my Free the Dream conference 2019, spoke there. He was what do they call it? The world champion public communicator or whatever the title is. He won the world champion, I think, in 1967, and he came in second place in 1972. Anyway, I'm thrilled to hear that you're in Toastmasters and are getting that experience. Chrissy says, that's awesome. I have no idea what that is referring to, Chrissy, but that's cool. Everything is awesome. That's one of my, I love that song from the Lego movie, the original Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Let's see. Ed says, Prague, that's amazing. Yes, I'm super excited about Prague. John Kibor says, good job, Cliff, following in your footsteps. Awesome, John. Well, I'm thrilled. What footsteps are you looking to follow? Is that the health and fitness side of things, the business side of things, speaking side of things? We've talked about a lot of things here. The setting up your studio side of things. What are you taking to the next level? I want to hear from you, John. If you're still here in the chat, let me know. Mark Jeffrey is in the house. He says, yo, what's up, Cliff? Only he says it with a British accent. That's really cool, which I'm not going to attempt because I have The only thing I know is there are certain parts of the UK where if you say what, you don't say the T. So what? Anyway, okay. Moving on. Chrissy says, you plan a trip like me. I have a trip to Germany with no return flight yet. See, now the thing is though, is I plan the flight to and the flight back. But if I'm going all the way over to a different continent, I want countries apart. So when Stephanie and I took our family for a 2-week trip to Europe many years ago, several years ago now, I think it was 2016, we booked our flight to Edinburgh, Scotland, easy for me to say as a professional public communicator. We booked to Scotland, and then we set our return flight from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And the fun thing is that we had 2 weeks to get from Edinburgh to Scotland. And we just kind of just winged it, if you will. Is it winged it? I know what it means to wing it, but if it's past tense, did you wung it? Or winged it? Wing it? Anyway, we just had fun. We took lots of trains. We took a train from Edinburgh all the way down to London, and then from London we stayed there for I think just over a week, and from there we used that as a hub. We actually took a train back up to Wales to go to the Doctor Who experience. Then we did another day where we had a personal tour. We hired somebody who was an archaeologist to take us on a private tour of what's called Woodhenge and Stonehenge, which was incredible. And then we took a train to the Isle of Wight, where our friends Mike and Isabella Russell treated us to the most exquisite, most awesome day of touring the Isle of Wight, Queen Victoria's home there on the island, and then some kind of podcaster meetup that they were hosting at the time. It was incredible. Mike and Isabella Russell are incredible. And then after we finished London, exploring the city and doing all the touristy things that one does when you go to London, then we went under the channel, took a train to Paris. And in Paris, we went to the Louvre, we went to the Eiffel Tower, we went to Disneyland Paris. We hung out with my friend Lingen, who is he's in my Next Level Mastermind, and he showed us around for a little bit and took us out to lunch in a Paris cafe. That was fun. And then we took a train from Paris all the way up to Amsterdam. My family was exhausted. They spent the day in an Airbnb just resting, while I went to Amersfoort in the Netherlands and hung out with my great friend, Father Roderick van Hogen, in his hometown. And then the very next day, he came to Amsterdam and was our tour guide for the day. And then, of course, we flew home from Amsterdam. So now I've got a flight to Prague, and I've got a flight home from London, and I'll figure out how to get from Prague to London somehow. And hopefully I'll probably book some of the bigger itinerary items prior to that. I still don't have any clue on how I'm getting to Avebury yet either. It's on my to-do list to plan. But I'm glad to hear that you are into booking trips in the same way, Chrissy. All right, there's still plenty of comments down here, or at least it looks like a handful of comments. I would love to hear from more of you. I'm just hanging out here. I have no agenda. I'm not here to sell anything today. I've got plenty of things, products and services you can buy from me if you want, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to engage with my community. It is a celebration of life. It is a celebration of this Friday. It is a celebration of you. So if you want to post any comments, questions, topics, or anything, that's why I'm hanging out here on Facebook. So Paul Spain says, I've never been to Colorado, but would love to do that too. Well, Colorado's Rocky Mountains are gorgeous, but I gotta say this, and no offense to Colorado, the Colorado Rocky Mountains, while they are stunning and awesome, they're not as awesome as the Scottish Highlands, okay? So I'm sorry, but the Scottish Highlands kind of are like, I mean, in my mind, you've got the snow-capped Rocky Mountains, incredibly awesome. Then you have the Smoky Mountains, you know, especially Gatlinburg, and then North Carolina, the Smoky Mountains, absolutely gorgeous. And I would say there are two different types of feel. I mean, you got the Rocky Mountains with the snow caps and everything like that, and then you have the Rocky Mountains, and you got the Smoky Mountains, which is more like green foresty kind of mountains. I love both of them. I love both of them equally, but neither of them are as awesome as the Scottish Highlands, the mountains up there. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. But that is nothing compared to the South Island of New Zealand. Oh, wow. I fell in love with the mountains in New Zealand by watching Lord of the Rings and then later the Hobbit movies. And it was just a dream come true to see the islands, the mountains in there. So, Paul, you being from New Zealand, I don't know that you would be as impressed with the Rocky Mountains, but it's a great place to visit. I think you should do it sometime. Claudia is watching. Hello, Claudia. Andy Perkins has joined. Hello, Andy Perkins. Glad to have you here. Chrissy says, and let me hit see more. It says here, lately I stepped back from trying to sell myself and what I do, and I'm finding little bits of success, more than when I was trying to sell. You know what? I have completely changed. Well, I've always pretty much, for the most part, all of the success I've ever had in my online business ventures has come from relationships with people, sincerely caring about others, and serving people one person at a time. That's how I've always grown my business. Now, there have been times, and I have some pretty great relationships and friendships with some very influential and very successful online marketers. And I'm talking some of the really good online marketers, like the people, not the sleazy ones. You know, we all know the sleazy ones, don't we? But these are the ones who have the kindest heart. They do have the right motives, but they use some of those internet, quote unquote, marketing techniques, sales funnel this, closing rate this, all of that other stuff. And I'm really close friends with some of the more successful people out there. And I've been influenced by them a lot. And I got to tell you, I've implemented some of those techniques, some of those strategies, and I did see some success from them. But it wasn't in alignment and it wasn't in integrity with who I am and what some of my core values are. Now, that at least in this season of my life, and I've determined that, like what you've said there, I've stepped back from sell. I like to just create content. I want to entertain, educate, encourage, and inspire people. And if people resonate with my voice and there's a good fit, then we can talk about that if there's a natural place for it. But to come on here every day and say, okay, now here's my call to action at the end of this live stream, now that I've given you so much value, it's like, I'm not opposed to that stuff. It's just, that's not what I do right now. Anyway, Peter says, I looked at those this morning when I watched your show. Okay, Peter, there's been a lot of things we've been talking about, but I'm not sure what that's referring to. But I'm thrilled to hear that you watched my show. Thank you. Daniel J. Lewis says, LOL for a comment. I was thinking, cool, they made a left-handed Rodecaster Pro. That is hilarious. That's funny. Jeffrey Powers is watching, or at least was at one point. Peter Bruno says, Facebook versus YouTube Live, ? Well, I like Facebook Live because I have much more engagement on Facebook Live. I have built more relationships on Facebook than I do on YouTube. I think I have I might be around 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think I'm close to 5,000 friends with another, I don't know, is it 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people following me on Facebook, my personal profile. I get a ton more engagement. A lot more engagement with people on Facebook Live for me. Now, that's not true for everyone. I have friends who get much more engagement on YouTube Live than they do Facebook Live. So what I do is I tend to go live on Facebook, use a high quality recording of that, and then take that file and upload it to my YouTube channel. John Budd is here. Hello, John Budd. Kurt Stone is here. Hello. John says, hey, Cliff, can't stay, but wanted to say hello. Well, I'm sorry you can't stay. Happy Friday to you, and maybe you'll hear me say hello back to you. Have a great weekend on the replay. Chrissy says he's awesome. I'm not sure who he is at this point, but everyone is awesome. Jeff Stipes says, been to Dave Ramsey's studio in Franklin, Tennessee. I have as well. Dave's a great guy. It was his he's the one who inspired Stephanie and I to become debt-free back in February 2007, which we remained completely debt-free all the way up until last year, where we took out a little bit of a parent loan for Megan's college funds, and we took out a small loan for Matthew's car to get him a good car on the road. But that's only because of some risks that I took in my business that didn't have the financial return that I was expecting when it came to my Free the Dream conference. Not a big deal. We should have all of that stuff wiped out and eliminated and back to the debt-free lifestyle within the next 3 to 6 months for sure. All right. Let's see. Jim Glenn is watching. Hello. Paula Foster is there. Mark Gossman. Hey, Mark. How are you, brother? Kurt says, I have a close friend on the Isle of Wight. I do as well. Awesome. Small world. He's messaging me now. Very cool. Johnny says, Cliff, have you checked out Picard yet? I have. Unlike Father Roderick Von Hogan, my great friend, he absolutely loves every episode of Picard. I thought that the first episode was pretty powerful. And then the second episode was, it held my attention. And then it was last week, the third episode, I felt like, oh my gosh, can you please do something to keep my attention? And I won't give any spoilers, but it's like at the literally the final 30 seconds, I'm like, okay, this just got infinitely more interesting. And I can't say why it got infinitely more interesting without giving spoilers, so I won't. All right, but yes, we're watching Picard. Aaron says, Slim. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Jonathan is watching. Hello, Jonathan Taylor. Roberto is here watching. Hello. He says, I am a lefty. It says Ed. Awesome. I want a Rodecaster Pro. Then get yourself a Rodecaster Pro. You deserve a Rodecaster Pro. Go out and earn some money and buy that darn thing. It is awesome. I have 2 of them. I have one over there at that desk. One is currently set up in Stephanie's office, which is also my portable Rodecaster Pro when I go out on events. I like to take one with me. Mike Skiff, member of the AM group of the Next Level Mastermind, is here. Hello, Mike Skiff. Glad to have you here. He's heading into a massage, but wanted to say hi. Awesome. Enjoy your massage. Joe McCready is watching. Hello, Joe McCready. My daughter, Megan Ravenscraft, is in the house. Well, not in this house. She's watching in the chat anyway. Ed says, Rodecaster Pro would change my podcasting life and take it to the next level. Yes, it would. There is no doubt about that. And you know what? I'm just now realizing I should have probably shaved before I went live on Facebook. Anyway, so we still are going here. Plenty of comments. A couple more comments there I see. I'm hanging out here with you guys in my community. There's plenty of time for me to just sit here and chill with you, celebrating life, celebrating this Friday. I encourage you to post a comment. Leave me a comment, a question, a topic you suggest for me to talk about, and I'll sit here and hang out for as long as you guys want. We're going on next to, Ariane? Is it Ariane? Anyway, let's see. I'm about to launch my 2 podcast channels about art storytelling. Is YouTube a must-have, or can I ground my online business on my podcast and my blog? Thanks, Cliff. Well, I will tell you that you can first of all, depending on what you have as an online business, I don't think it requires a podcast. I don't think it requires a blog. I don't think it requires a YouTube channel. So none of those are a requirement. An online business could simply just be a website, incredibly awesome products and services. And I would definitely suggest everyone who has an online business at least have a mailing list. All right. Now, with that being said, would a blog be helpful? Absolutely, it would definitely be helpful. It's super awesome for search engine optimization, blah, 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 blah. Now, for me, one of my least favorite things to do in the world is to sit at a keyboard and type all day long. So I don't blog very much. Ever since I discovered the world of speaking with my voice into a microphone, move out world, here comes my podcast content. And since December 2005, I've launched well over 30 different podcasts. I have over 4,700 podcast episodes with my voice out in the world, on average about an hour or more per episode. So I love audio podcasts. Is YouTube essential? No. Is a podcast essential? No. Could you use either one of them to get your voice into the world, your message into the world, and develop an online following from people who are fans of your content? Absolutely. Just choose those. So yeah, if you've got a blog already, you got a podcast, absolutely put a lot of time, effort, and energy into creating content that you love, that your community will be served by extremely well. And just go with that. You don't need a YouTube channel. All right. Megan says, hello, tell me about your day. Well, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning and went straight to the gym. I worked out. Let's see, what did I listen to this morning? I listened to a podcast. I think I listened to a Tony Robbins podcast on the way to the gym. While I was at the gym on the Stairmaster, I watched 2 episodes of season 1 of Dark Shadows on Amazon Prime. That was awesome. And then after I finished my 45-minute Stairmaster workout, I listened to Authentic Life Radio, Stephanie and Sarah's podcast, on the way home from the gym. When I got home, I took McKenna to school this morning, and then I came home and I took a fat nap because last night I got to bed later than normal since I had the Next Level Mastermind PM group last night. So I think I only got about I think it was like 5 hours and 12 minutes or something like that of sleep last night from 10 something until 4 this morning. So after I got back from the gym, driving McKenna to school, I laid back down and I slept for another 2 hours and 35 minutes or something like that. So I've got almost 8 hours of sleep total, which was how I planned to do it. After I got up from my nap, I went to Kroger and we went and bought some salad, some spring mix mixed with spinach, baby spinach, so that I could make my salad that I make every day, my OMAD ketogenic lifestyle, 1 meal a day. So then I made my salad and had my incredibly awesome lunch. And then I came down here and have been doing work until about, well, when I started this live stream. And now I'm hanging out here with you guys. So there you go. Megan, I told you about my day. Roberto says, hi, Cliff. It's Roberto. You remember me. I am a good friend of Leo's, and you can see my Facebook picture of me and Leo and Lisa. Awesome. That is cool. And I wonder, can I actually click on your picture? No, I can't click on your picture to see it full screen, but that's awesome. I love Leo Laporte. He is awesome. Lisa is amazing as well. Have developed a really good relationship with them over the years, and so they're incredible people. Let's see here. Johnny says, let me hit the See More tab first. Feel free, by the way, guys, to continue to leave me comments. You can suggest topics for me to discuss. You can ask me questions. You can just leave me comments. If you're commenting about something I'm saying now, try to include that in the comment so I know what you're actually referring to, because it might be a bit before I get down there. Johnny says, I have not watched Picard yet, but I know about the big spoiler because Facebook is evil. Targeted ad that had it in the headline. I'm sorry to hear about that, Johnny. Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, Lee Christy Spence. Hello, Lee, I'm so glad to have you here. Joe McGarry is in the house. Susie Farthing. Oh my gosh, so many amazing people here. Scott Markowitz. Dude, Scott, give me an update on things on your coaching. I want to hear how your progress is going there. Brian Goodwin is here. Hello. Kurt Stone said, focus on one thing first and master it. That's good advice. Roberto says, Dark Shadows was my favorite gothic soap. That's awesome. I wonder how many gothic soaps are there. But yeah, I've actually gone back. I remember as a kid watching just a little bit of Dark Shadows after I got home, and I I don't remember any of it except for just the iconic foyer of the Collins mansion, the Collins home, right? And I just remember it being intriguing and sci-fi-ish and all that other stuff. But then I kept hearing about all these remakes and the relaunches and the reboots and the movies and all this other stuff. And then I was like, Dark Shadows this, Dark Shadows that. And I'm like, I wonder if I should just go back to the beginning. And then they have 1,285 episodes of Dark Shadows from 1966 to 1972 available for free with Amazon Prime. So I'm currently working my way through those 1,285 episodes, which is just it's what they call the beginning. And then there's the next part of it and stuff like that. I'm really digging Dark Shadows. It's awesome. It's cool because they're 20 minutes a piece, and I get 2 of those while I'm working out at the gym. It's kind of fun. I knew Jonathan Freed way back, who played Barnabas Collins on Dark Shadow. That's awesome. He's not been introduced yet. I don't think he comes in until like the fourth season of Dark Shadows. And I did read enough on Wikipedia to know that Dark Shadows was like really, really popular when it first came out, but then it started to lose a little traction due to some competition from some other soaps at the time, and they were about ready to be canceled, but Dan Curtis says, listen, I've got an idea for changing the direction of the show. I won't spoil it for those who don't know what Dark Shadows is and don't like spoilers, but come on, this is from 1966, folks. But they did bring in some science fiction elements to the story versus just this like mystery and all this other stuff. So I'm excited. Gary Greiser is watching. Hello, Gary Greiser. Aaron Walker is here. Always good to hear from you, Cliff Ravenscraft, he says. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate it. John says, what keeps you going? Where do you get all that energy and focus? Couple things. Number one, I freaking love life. I absolutely love life. Life is happening for me, not to me. Everything that I experience is meant to help me grow, even the challenging stuff, even the issues that come my way. I get energized every time I have an opportunity to learn something new, because when I learn something new, I have something then to share with others. And I love to share with others. So I love that. That gives me energy. The other thing that gives me energy is this stuff called food. See, I learned a couple years ago that if you want to have energy, you should probably understand where what contributes to good energy versus bad energy or low energy. And I learned that carbohydrates and sugar and all that other stuff pretty much causes spikes in blood sugar and then increased levels of insulin, which then reduces your blood sugar levels and causes all kinds of up and downs of energy. Well, guess what? I just eliminated 100% of all sugar about 2 years ago. I have stopped eating carbohydrates except for about 20 to 50 carbs per day. 20 to 50 grams of carbs per day. I'm on a ketogenic lifestyle. I only eat 1 time per day, usually within a 60 to 90 minute window or less. And my body is what they call 100% fat adapted, which means that I could actually not eat anything if I wanted to for the next, probably at least the next 10, 15, 20 days. And I would have just as much energy as I have right now. And the reason why is because I've lost some weight, I have lost some weight and, I'm looking pretty decent, but I still have a little bit of body fat there. And because my body is fat adapted, if I don't eat for the next 10 days, it's going to actually take it from my midsection there. And so there's plenty of fuel to fire me up every single day. And the other thing is what gets me excited is that I have dreams and goals and passions about things that I love in life. And I get excited to go and do things. I'm excited about self-discipline. I'm excited about getting myself to do things that I used to struggle getting myself to do. I get fired up about the fact that every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm up at 4 a.m., not 4:01, not 4:02. My feet are on the floor no later than 4 a.m., not 4:01. I've been studying, I'm going to open a can of worms here. I have been studying clinical hypnotherapy, and I have learned the power of suggestion, and specifically self-hypnosis and auto-suggestion. These are all keywords that you could look up if you wanted to. Matter of fact, let me come over here. I'll tell you about this book. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to grab this book and I will bring it over here. Do I have a drink? I'm getting thirsty and I forgot that I have a Zevia. So let me come over here and grab myself something to drink after I do this. Zevia. This is no artificial. This is grape flavored, all natural, caffeine free, although I do love my caffeine. And it's sweetened with stevia. Let me take just a brief drink here. That's good stuff. All right. So we're still talking with John Keeber here, and he says, Cliff, what keeps you going? Where do you get all that energy and focus? First of all, focus, it's by becoming a master at the art of saying no. All right? Focus is becoming a master at the art of saying no. So what I have determined for me to stay focused is I ask myself, what do I want to say yes to? What are the most important things in my life? So what I can tell you is the most important things in my life, Cliff Ravenscraft, my identity, I work out 6 days a week, every week for the rest of my life. I want to be a healthy, fit human being. I want to take care of this physical body that I've been blessed to have. Because as far as I know, it's the only one I'm getting. All right. I don't subscribe to the reincarnation. I don't know that I come back, again or anything like that. So as far as I know, this is the only human body that I am actually going to be able to wear. And I want to take good care of it. It's my exoskeleton. It's like, oh, come on. I want to build some muscle there. I want to be able to lift heavy stuff. So I'm definitely, number one, I say yes. I will work out 6 days a week, every week for the rest of my life. Number two, what's important to me? I want to eat healthy. I want to eat whole natural foods. I want to stay away from sugar for the rest of my life. And I want to limit my carbohydrates to no more than 20 to 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. I also want to make sure that I'm eating about 20 to 25% of my macronutrients is protein, and 70 to 75% of my daily calorie intake, fat. Healthy fats, by the way. Healthy fats, clean, healthy fats, but fats nonetheless. That's the fuel that I burn for my body, and I love it. And I prefer to eat only one time per day, giving my body the opportunity to fast for 23 hours a day. It's an incredibly awesome way of life. I've been doing this since May of last year. Not always have I done the OMAD, 1 meal a day, but that's what I'm doing right now and have for quite some time. And I enjoy it. So what else do I say yes to? I say yes to I say yes to 6 hours of sleep minimum within a 24-hour period of time. And I shoot for 8 hours. So somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. Currently, I say yes to waking up at 4 a.m. and going straight to the gym, Monday through Friday. Now, Saturday and Sunday, not a big deal. I could sleep in until 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, and I won't feel lazy or anything. I do whatever I want on the weekends. That's how I roll. But when it comes to my business, I also know what I want to say yes to. Oh, by the way, before I get into my business, let me tell you what I say yes to. I say yes to my wife. I say yes to spending time with my wife. I say yes to going on 3 or 4 day weekends with her, date weekends, once every 3 months is what we're doing now. I say yes to going out on a date night every other week. And then I say yes to spending as much time with her throughout the days and supporting her in her dreams and visions of the things that she wants and just any opportunity. I say yes to every Sunday we go grocery shopping together. I say yes to my wife a lot. I'm saying yes more and more to being available to my kids to just encourage them in the ways that they need to be encouraged as well, and that's something that's more important to me now than as it should have always been in the past. But that's important to me. That's what I say yes to. And then when it comes to my business, I say yes to one very vital thing, and that is the members of my AM and PM group of the Next Level Mastermind. I serve those clients beyond their wildest imagination. I currently have 20 members in the Next Level Mastermind. 19 of them pay $1,000 a month. The rates have gone up, and I have one member currently at the new rate of $25,000 a year, or $2,250 a month. I have 4 spots available, 1 in the AM group, 3 in the PM group, and I'm currently working on some client creation, and we'll have some new members in at that new rate very soon. I serve those people powerfully well. I host those meetings, those weekly mastermind calls on Wednesday mornings and Thursday evenings. And then I also have one-on-one coaching calls with some of those existing members from time to time in between their hot seats. And I also host what I call client creation calls. These are potential future clients. I meet with them. I do about 2 or 3 of those per week, every week. And everything that I just mentioned about the Next Level Mastermind. Oh, and I have 2 one-on-one coaching clients, one of them who is watching live right now. And I have 2 one-on-one coaching clients that I work with outside of my mastermind group. I meet both of them once a month. And I serve them on those 90-minute calls. All of that happens on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Those are the only 3 days of the week that I have anything scheduled. It provides all of the income that's necessary for my business. It provides the future clients that will come in to my business. All of that happens on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And that happens between the hours, well, on Wednesdays, it's from 9:30 to, Wednesdays I work from 9:30 to 3. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work from 10:30 in the morning until probably about 5 in the evening. All right. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, all of my business activity happens then. Every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, every Monday, I have off. Now, that's not to say that I don't ever work on Fridays or Mondays. I do, but I don't have anything scheduled on those days. I basically do whatever I want. I can hang out here with you guys all day on Friday if I want. This right here, I don't consider this work. I'm not working right now. I'm having fun. Anyway, basically, I'm still on this question. What keeps you going? Where do you get all the energy? Where do you get that focus? So those are the things that I say yes to. The thing is those are the things that I will always try to find a way to say yes to. Everything else is an automatic no. All right. Now, there are some other things in my business that I might consider pursuing. I am going to do another Free the Dream event this year in July in Franklin, Tennessee. You can go look at the sales page over at freethedreamconference.com. This is not me marketing it. In fact, I will not be publicly marketing it this year. It's not going to be a conference. I need to, it's going to be a much smaller It's going to be a much smaller experience this year. Not in the experience itself, but the scope. It's not going to be a big old conference with a big stage, with big production, big camera crew, audio crew, film, all that stuff. We're not doing all of that. So, but I'm going to do that. And I will occasionally do some one-day business masterminds, maybe some small workshops. I have a big, huge studio space here. It's kind of messy right now, but this is a big classroom. My office is over there. And this is a big, huge classroom. And I got these tables that I can set up. And I got a big whiteboard. I got a big TV over there that I can do PowerPoint presentations on. Anyway, I can fit 14 students, which I've done here in the Next Level Studio, and I can do some workshops. Those are all things that I could do to generate extra income in my business. They've been on my to-do list to do some more of those all the time, I'll get around to it. Okay, so it looks like we're still live on here. All right, so what keeps me going? Where do you get the focus? I focus by saying yes to very few things and saying no to everything else, having lots of margin in my life for all those other things that give me energy, that get me excited. I love serving people, and specifically, I love serving the people of the Next Level Mastermind and my 2 current one-on-one coaching clients, and a small group of people who are currently coming in through what I call the client creation process. These are people that I'm working with through 90-minute one-on-one coaching sessions to audition people for whether or not they would be worthy of my investment of being their coach or facilitator of inviting them into the Next Level Mastermind. Scott Harvey is watching. Hello, Scott Harvey. John Becker says, Cliff, thanks for all you do. Looking forward to updating you on my progress since our coaching call last week. You the man. Well, John Becker, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, and I love how you show up in the world, and so excited about what you've got going on. Kurt Stone says, any movies or shows on streaming services you would recommend that you've seen, that you've been watching? I did watch a Brazilian sci-fi television show on Netflix. It's got one episode that has what some people would consider some pretty objectionable sexual content. But if you can get over that, it is a really cool sci-fi TV series. It's only got 1 season so far. It's called Omniscient. You can go find that on Netflix. Just look up Omniscient, and it is really cool. It was filmed in, is it Portuguese? Anyway, but it's a Brazilian TV show, but it's dubbed in English. And the dubbing is actually done pretty well. I enjoyed the entire season. I'm looking forward and hoping that they have a season 2. I looked at a thing called Another Life. It was another science fiction show on Netflix. I got about 3 episodes in, and when it went super gory, I'm like, yeah, I'm checking out of this one. And now I'm watching Dark Shadows. I'm watching a daytime soap opera from 1966. The one thing that it's got going for it, it's a mystery show, and it's more than that. I know that it turns into a sci-fi show. So that's what I've got going on. Daniel Hayes, he says, hello, Mr. Ravenscraft. Well, hello, Daniel Hayes. I'm glad to have you here. Roberto says, Dan Curtis is my favorite director who also directed The Night Stalker, which became a series later with Darren McGavin, who played Carl, and is that Kolchak? Anyway, very cool. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the directing on Dark Shadows. It's actually pretty fascinating. I love it. Paul Spain says, I am inspired by your consistent 4 a.m., not 4:01 a.m. start. Oh, thank you. That's this. This is The Wizard Within. Let me take that book light off. The Wizard Within. It's the Krasner method of clinical hypnotherapy. And I realize that we are flipped here. So can I do that this far in? I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, it's by Dr. A.M. Krasner. This was a gift from Tim Shore, who's a recent new friend that I've made. He said he's been doing hypnotherapy for more than 20 years. And he sent me, I asked him, I said, hey, I'm interested in learning more about hypnotherapy. Is there a book you'd recommend? This book is out of print. It was from, when was this book written? This book is from 1990. And it is a really incredible book. I was wondering, what is The Wizard Within? What was up with the title? And he says, when I was a boy, like most other children, I was enchanted by the story of the Wizard of Oz. He says, visiting the land of Oz was a fantasy wish. I spent countless hours daydreaming, blah, blah, blah. And he says, the wizard took us, he talks about the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. And he says, never mind, I got this highlighted here, right? He says, never mind that the Wizard of Oz turned out to be an ordinary man. He was extraordinary in that he had the capacity to engender belief, to change the course of people's lives by changing their beliefs about themselves. Hello, that's exactly what I do in this world. He says, how better, I thought, to help people understand the unconscious mind and its power than to compare it to the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And this book is really incredible. I've learned about so many things about what is hypnosis. There is so many misconceptions that I had. Is it dark magic? Is it even real? Are you asleep when this happens? What happens if people take advantage of somebody? All of that stuff. So many myths. This thing, just to give you an idea, I know this is reversed, but I just want to show you, not that you can read it, but just to give you an idea of how much I've highlighted in this book. The chapter 3, the power of suggestion. Listen to this. Ready? I can't help losing my temper. Everyone in my family is this way. No matter how hard I try, I just can't lose weight. Speaking in public terrifies me. I'm too afraid to even try. I have a poor memory for names. I know I won't sleep. I can never sleep before a test. I'm just stuck at this golf score. Every time I try, I fail. Gloomy days make me feel sad. Every time I see her, I get angry. Does any of these sound familiar? Such statements are typical of the things we say and hear every single day. Unfortunately, such statements seem to become self-fulfilling prophecies. Do you know why? Each one contains a negative suggestion that becomes a part of the memory bank deep inside the subconscious mind to be yielded up at a later time for the conscious mind to implement into action. Suggestion fueled by imagination plays far more important role in our lives than most of us know. Oh my gosh. This book has not changed how I'm going to do things in the future. This book has literally shown me why so many things I've been doing over the last several years have been working. I didn't even realize it. I've been hypnotizing myself and hypnotizing others without even knowing it. Matter of fact, there are several of you right now, you are currently hypnotized. You are in a trance state. Matter of fact, the average person is in a trance state at least 3 to 5 times per day. Most of you, if you've driven today, you actually drove in a trance state. There are multiple things that you did on the road that you were completely unconscious of. Things that you did that you had no idea you did, but if you didn't do them, you would have died. It's crazy. Being in a trance state isn't anything like what I thought it was. It's not like you're unaware. In fact, being in a trance state, you're even more aware. It's about being focused. It's about being hyper aware, and it's about being open to suggestion. So, for example, I could say to some of you that your life is meaningful. Your life is you are worthy. You, my friend, have the capacity to do anything you could possibly think of. I want you to understand that everything that exists in this world started out as a thought. As far as all the things that today you drove on a paved road, more than likely, if you drove your car. How did that paved road get there? That paved road got there because somebody thought to create a paved road. You drove a car that somebody thought to create. We have the power to think about things and bring them into reality. And I will tell you, life is created, and you can create the life of your dreams. You have the ability, if you want to, you could actually find a way to speak to your unconscious mind. You can demand that it will wake you up at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that when your alarm goes off, you will get out of bed feeling refreshed, wide awake, and energetic and excited to start the day tomorrow, if you choose to do so. The thing is do you want that? It's all about the suggestions that we give. Anyway, so much awesome stuff. That's not, by the way, I started with that book, and then I actually bought and have read 2 other books on self-hypnosis, and I've watched probably about 15 to 20 hours worth of videos on YouTube about hypnosis. Some of them actually play into a lot of the misconceptions about hypnosis, but it's pretty awesome stuff. Anyway. So Paul Spain, that all was there by, I'm inspired by your consistent 4 a.m. waking up, not 4:01 start. You know what? It's not a badge of honor for me. There are drawbacks to waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I have evaluated those drawbacks, and I've Monday through Friday I'm pretty much committed to 4 a.m. starts and going straight to the gym, getting that thing knocked out first thing, and and I'm enjoying it. I love it. I'll continue to do it for as long as it serves me. Daniel Hayes says, you might like Virgil's too. The root beer is my fave. Vanessa likes vanilla cream. Let's see here. I like the Zevia too, though. Awesome. You know what? Yes, Virgil's root beer, they have a stevia one. And Kroger carried it for like 1 week. I bought all of them, drank all of them, and then they didn't have any more of it. So I've got to find another place where they serve the Virgil's stevia sweetened drinks. Let's see here. Can you go back to self-hypnosis stuff you mentioned before? Well, I just did. So that's about as much as I'll say here. I do have a podcast called The Audio Journal over at mindsetanswerman.com/audio journal. It's a $10 a month podcast. And the most recent podcast episode is a 1 hour and some odd minute episode with my latest thoughts on clinical hypnotherapy. And it's a pretty powerful episode. And it talks about, matter of fact, in that episode, I actually demonstrate myself giving myself the auto suggestions, which auto suggestions is just auto is self and suggesting. So the things that I suggested about how my day would go. And in fact, after I published that episode, my day went exactly as I had suggested. Love it. Kevin Fiedler is here. Hello, Kevin. Kurt Stone, I went to your first workshop. Yes, you did, right here in the Next Level studio. Kevin says, hey, Cliff, I guess Paul dropped out for a moment and he's back. John says, thank you, Cliff. You're welcome. Kurt says, I do know those from Patreon Audio Journal. Awesome. Richard Charles Marquette is watching. Hello, Richard. Glad to have you here. Daniel says, curious, have you ever watched the TV series Chuck? Very enjoyable show on Netflix or Prime. So Daniel, I did watch the first 5 or 6 episodes of Chuck when Chuck first came out on television. And then somehow I got sidetracked. I do remember watching those first few episodes and enjoying it, but can't remember why I stopped watching it. It wasn't because I didn't like it. I think it's just that, I just got distracted and never went back to it, and there was other shows and this and that. So thank you for the reminder. I'll try to remember to look up Chuck after I finish my 1,285 episodes of Dark Shadows. Richard says, wow, that's pretty cool. Nelson Duffel is watching. Kevin says, I have some clients in the hypnotherapy sector. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, Kevin. I am loving what I'm learning about hypnotherapy, and it's really a lot of fun. Darren Rouse. Hello, Darren. Hey, glad to have you here. Richard says, all those bad self-talk and self-limiting. Yep. Mark Cundiff is here. Shane Whaley, Anna Fairchild, and Scott Milford. Well, my friends, I don't even have a clue how long I've been live here on Facebook, but it's been a ton of fun. Thank each and every one of you. I'm thankful for each and every one of you for hanging out with me here today, celebrating life, celebrating this Friday, celebrating all of the awesome community that's available on the internet. The way that we can connect with one another through technology is just so much fun. I thank you guys so much for popping into my live stream today. I look forward to connecting with you the next time I go live, or if I'm at an event where we're at together, if there's any other opportunities. If I can serve you in any way, feel free to reach out to me. My email address, of course, is cliff@cliffravenscraft.com. Talk to you soon. Until next time, I encourage you to take every area of your life to the next level. Bye-bye.